Hi guys, so this video is going to be a epidural versus natural video. I gave birth in 2014 with the epidural, and then I gave birth all natural in 2019. So I'll be comparing the two experiences. Which labor experience do I think was the best or better? And if I were to have another baby, would I do it with an epidural or would I do it all natural? So I gave birth with an epidural at 37 weeks and 3 days, and then I gave birth all natural at 39 weeks and 2 days. Both were boys. With my epidural, it wasn't a bad experience, and neither was, looking back, my natural experience. So anyway, first we're gonna do the epidural, then we'll do the natural. With my epidural, I know that before I came in, I was at least 3.5 centimeters. And then dilated, and I'm going to say that I believe by the time I got my epidural, I was probably somewhere about 5-ish centimeters dilated. I remember being in a lot of pain, but not unbearable pain. When I did get the epidural, I was numb during, but afterwards, about 2 hours or so, I was able to walk. I was mobile. But the one thing I remember is that I couldn't feel that I needed to go to the bathroom. So I remember being in a lot of pain after I had my first son, and they were like, oh, you have to go to the bathroom. You don't know that you have to go to the bathroom because you've had this epidural. And then plus they also put a catheter in me. And so, yeah, I remember being in lots and lots of pain after I gave birth, but that's because my bladder was full and I had to use the bathroom and I didn't know it because, you know, I was just under all that medicine. After I gave birth with the epidural, I remember I had a headache a lot. I did not feel well at all. I did not feel like myself. I just did not feel well at all. I remember my blood pressure was a little high as well. Even after I came home, I still didn't feel well. I felt really, really off. And also, I remember throughout the labor, I had a lot of, like, I wouldn't say, I guess, blackouts. Like I was in so much pain, or I was not necessarily in pain, but I was so drugged up, honestly, that I didn't remember a lot with my first son. Like I remembered, but it just seemed like I remember them being like, okay, you're gonna have a contraction, and I could not feel my contractions. I could not tell when I was contracting once I got the epidural. It was just like, and I was numb from the breast down, right underneath my breast, all the way down, not from the hip down. But after about 2 hours, I could feel again. I walked to the bathroom, I walked around the room. I will say that with the epidural, I had a slow labor, and I labored for about 12 hours with my first son. And also that with my recovery, I didn't have, you know how some people say their uterus contracts or you have after contractions. I didn't feel that with the epidural. My first bowel movement was like really intense and really painful. Going to the bathroom the first time, it wasn't necessarily, well, it was painful. I'm not gonna lie, it was painful, but it was more painful that I felt like my bladder had got so full that I had to go a lot at once. You know how you feel like you have to go, but you're like, you can hold it. I felt like by the time I felt like something was wrong, my bladder was finna bust. So that's what I remember was an epidural. And I had the same amount of tearing this time. So that's nor here nor there. And that's about it. So I guess with natural, I would say I could feel everything. The same thing, I could walk after giving birth. And the difference is right after I gave birth to my second son, but then maybe 20-30 minutes, I was like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom. And I was able to go. Did it hurt? Kind of, sort of. But I knew I had to go to the bathroom, and I had to go to the bathroom a lot. So I could feel that I had to go, so that was a difference. I could walk, I was mobile, I could feel everything after, during, the stitching up, everything like that. I was more sore after I gave birth this time, as far as like my stomach. It felt really loose, like when I would walk, and jiggly, and like I could just feel everything in there kind of like pulling. I also had a lot of after contractions that I felt, and cramping that I did not have the first time around. I was also in blackout spurts, natural, but that's because I was in so much pain, not because I was medicated. But I will also say the labor went really, really fast. I labored at my house from about 11 till about 3:30ish, almost 4, till I got to the hospital. And then his actual birthing process, like to push him out, my first son I pushed for about 15 minutes, but my second son, he was out in less than 5. I think I pushed twice maybe, and he was done. The laboring process with my second son was a lot faster because I did a lot of walking, and then I also did it natural. And I kept hearing people say that even when I got there, they were like, okay, you're gonna do it all natural, it's gonna hurt, but it's gonna go by fast. And I mean, from the time I got into triage, like checked in till I gave birth, was 16 minutes. I believe 16 or 17 minutes. I think it was 16 minutes. I think on the paper it said I got in at 4:21 and I had him at 4:37, so 16 minutes. But yeah, and then like from the time my water broke till he came was less than 10 minutes. So it went by really, really fast. But that's about everything. So I wasn't a lot of pain natural, but it wasn't unbearable pain. Like, you know, you think you can't do something until you do it. And so I don't know, I would say if this is your first baby, maybe you want to do an epidural because you don't know what to expect. But if you've had multiple kids or you want to try, I would definitely say do it natural. So if I were to have another child, which I'm not sure about, I'm on the fence about, but that's really not up to me. That's in God's hands. Whatever he, you know, his plans are for me, it's what they are. But if I were to do it again, I would do it natural. So yeah, which is kind of crazy because I didn't want to do it natural in the first place, but the experience is just like none other, and it's just amazing. And it's amazing what the body can do and what you can handle. And so if you want to know more about my natural labor and delivery, you have to watch that video for more information about that, because I go into good detail about how I labored, how far I was dilated when I got to the hospital, all that good stuff. So if you're interested in that, I'll try to link that down below. But definitely if we do have a third child, I would try to go all natural. And I know now what to do, and I would say walking helps. Walking. Like I literally walked our second son out, literally. So anyway, this is just a little insight on my experience, epidural versus natural. I'm not gonna say one's better than the other. I think it's whatever's safe, whatever your body can handle. If you're tired, exhausted, too much pain, everybody's body is different. Everybody has a different amount of pregnancies. You have different, you know, pain thresholds and things like that. But I was definitely in pain, but it wasn't, you know, they say the ring of fire, the burning. I didn't experience any of that. So yeah. Both were amazing experiences. I will say that with the epidural, I was able to do more with my first son because I wasn't in as much pain, so I was able to feed him skin to skin, all that good stuff. But with my second son, I couldn't do none of that because I was out. Like the pain and then the feeling, the doctor stitched me up because, like I said, I was all natural. So yeah, I couldn't hold him, none of that, until afterwards. But anyway, leave a comment down below, hit the like button, of course subscribe. Let me know if you've had a baby with the epidural, if you had a baby with all natural, if you're thinking about which way you want to go, if you're pregnant, whatever you want to tell me, leave a comment down below, hit the like button, of course subscribe. And like I said, in the description box, I will try to link we'll try to remember to link my labor and delivery story of both. I'll put both of my sons. I'll do the one with the epidural and natural because I do have them both on this channel. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all in my next one.